Everyone, welcome. Joe Soto here, founder of the Joe Soto Project. I got a very unique topic for you guys today, so make sure you stay tuned and watch this short video. The goal here, what we try to do at the Joe Soto Project, is to equip you with information to make you a better investor, better navigate the world of Wall Street so you can protect yourself and your family. Without further ado, let's get right into the topic of the day. This one question that I'm going to talk to you about is a question that you have to ask your financial professional. You have to ask your financial professional. Are you a fiduciary? 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 Now, why am I beating this question down? Because it's perhaps one of the most important questions in the world of financial advice. What in the world does a fiduciary mean? What does it mean to you? Well, let me just tell you what a fiduciary means. A fiduciary means that the investor, that the advisor that you're using has a legal obligation to act in your best interest. One more time. The financial advisor that you're using and the firm that they represent, they have a legal obligation to do what's in the best interest of you and your family. Now, let me say this. How did I learn about the word fiduciary? So I started my career in Louisiana, Kenner, Louisiana, Metairie, Louisiana, and then I became an advisor, and I was working in Kenner, Louisiana when I had my own branch there. And I had a lady that came in. She was probably in her mid-70s, probably early 80s, and she said, Joe, I remember she said this, you're a sweet boy. I love you. You know, you're great. I want to do business with you. She said, are you a fiduciary? And I had never heard the word fiduciary before. Now, mind you, I had gone through some rigorous training to become a financial advisor. I have gone through some rigorous training within one of the top Wall Street firms. I have gone through some rigorous training in many different, in-person, online, licenses, registrations, all these different things that you have to become a financial advisor. And I had never been introduced to the term fiduciary until this lady brought this up. So I didn't know what it was. And she said, well, listen, I really like you, but I only give my money to fiduciaries. And I was like, what in the world is that? So I pick up the phone and I call my boss at the time, a gentleman by the name of Paul. His name was Paul, and I'll leave it at that. And I said, hey, boss, I had a lady that came to me and she asked me a question about, if I was a fiduciary, and I just want to know, what exactly is a fiduciary? How does that fit into what we do? And he started to tell me all these reasons why I should never tell a client that I'm a fiduciary. It was taboo. Don't bring it up. Don't put it in writing. Don't put it in emails. And I'm the type of person that I'm like the worst person to do that to, because if you tell me like, listen, stay ignorant, don't read up on this and pretend like you don't know, then I'm going to do the exact opposite. So had he been honest with me, I think I would have probably taken a different position. So I started to research and I started to understand that there was a small percentage of the financial advisor population that were considered fiduciaries. And the reason why, you should know this, right? There's a lot of great financial advisors out there, and a lot of these financial advisors, they want to do right for their clients, okay? And a lot of them do. And they do everything they can to navigate around a world that is not in the best interest of the client. It's not designed in the best interest of the client, right? And they do everything they can to align themselves, put themselves in that situation so they can do the best they can with the tools that they have. But the system that they're in is like a boat that has a hole in it, okay? It could be the nicest boat. It can have a pool at the top, it can have a gym, it can have the best food, but there's this tiny hole at the bottom that prevents that boat from actually being the best boat that it can be. It could even be a safety issue, right? If that leak is not fixed. And a lot of financial advisors operate in that environment. Now, why is that relevant to you? this is what's sad about this story. I'm going, I think, on 12 years right now in the business, right? 12 years. In the 12 years that I've been in the business and the hundreds of clients that I've sat down in front of and helped, guess how many people have come into my office and asked me, hey, Mr. Joe Soto, are you a fiduciary? Less than 5 in hundreds. Hundreds of clients that I helped, less than 5 people came into my office and said, Joe, are you a fiduciary? So part of what I'm trying to do with the Joe Soto project is not necessarily to make the industry look bad. My coach keeps telling me, take a stand, and I have a hard time, I don't want to make other people look bad because I come from that system. And I operated as a fiduciary in that system, even though I couldn't call myself a fiduciary. And I know that a lot of those people over there, they turn a blind eye, they cut corners, but I also know that there's a lot of people that do a pretty good job there. So I don't want to, throw dirt on the industry, on the prior firms that I work with, except one, because they weren't very good to me. But anyways, the point is that my objective is not to make the industry or other financial advisors look bad. My objective is to educate you and empower you, so when you walk into an office of a financial advisor, that you understand what you need to ask, that you understand that the conflicts of interest that they have to face, that you understand the rules of the game before you get into the game, that you trust, but that you verify. So I'm going to have one takeaway for you today. Just one. Okay? One takeaway. If you are working with a financial advisor, I want you to educate yourself on what exactly a fiduciary is. I'll throw a little extra piece of information in there. Less than 2% of all the financial advisors in the industry are fiduciaries. Why? Why is it that less than 2% of the financial advisors have a legal obligation to do what's in the best interest of the client? You ask that question. Why? Ask your financial advisor, are you a fiduciary? Here's the next one. If they tell you that they are a fiduciary, get it in writing. Get it in writing. Okay? Unfortunately, I know I've competed, right? So sometimes people come to me and they've spoke to other people and they say, well, Joe, I'm looking around, and I'm like, that's great. I love it when people, shop around or whatever, that's fine. Come into me. I know that I have a very solid business model, that I do things for my clients that a lot of people in the industry, you have to have $25 million and above in order for them to do what I do for my clients. So I know that my business process and the value proposition that I offer my clients is unique. And if people don't want to do business, then that's fine. I truly do believe it's their loss, right? But I'm okay. I'm okay with people shopping around. But sometimes they'll come in and say, Joe, okay, great. You're a fiduciary. You're part of that top 2% of financial advisors that put the client's interest first. I said, but I asked this other guy that works at this bank, and he said he's a fiduciary too. I said, wow. I said, get it in writing. They go back and tell the guy, get it in writing, and they leave with the story, and they don't leave with the document. You leave with the story, but you don't leave with the document. I have a fiduciary oath on the wall in my office that I freely will provide to a client, signed oath of a fiduciary commitment. So what I want you to take away is this key piece of information, right? You wouldn't go to a doctor whose responsibility was to write you a high number of prescriptions. You want to go to a doctor that puts you first, your health, a doctor that's proactive, right? A doctor that's trying to keep you healthy, not make you addicted or get you sick, right? That's why doctors, by law, are fiduciaries. Financial services industry doesn't quite work that way. So you have one takeaway with a little follow-up. Ask your financial advisor, are you a fiduciary? And number two, if they tell you that they are, you need to get it in writing. Your oath, the commitment. Okay? And this, my friends, can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees, expenses, conflicts of interest, headaches, inadequate advice, problems, disillusionment. You know, I put a post on my blog of some lady. She's probably same thing. Some lady probably, like, I don't know. She looked like she was in her 80s, and she says, "You guys are all crooks." It kills me when I see that. Right? It kills me when people say, "You guys are all crooks." But I'm not a crook. Right? She had a bad experience. So for the people that follow the Joe Soto Project, I don't want you to have those type of experiences, because Wall Street, it's a great tool. It's one of the best tools to create wealth, ever. It is the best tool, right? I mean, so from an investment vehicle standpoint. Okay? So I want you to take advantage of the tool. I want you to use the tool. Don't allow the tool to use you. My friends, I want to commend you. I want to thank you. If you stayed in tune for today's full message, you got a lot of gold today. Because I'm telling you, that is one of the questions that is super important for clients. And one of the questions that a lot of financial advisors don't want to hear. And if you do this, you are going to put your family in a better position to thrive, in a better position to maximize your wealth, in a better position to get adequate advice, in a better position to protect the money that you've earned so you can reach your retirement, you can reach the college planning for your kids. Make sure that you have enough money, that it doesn't run out, and you can take care of your family in the future. My friends, I honor you for staying here, watching this whole video. If you did that, that means you're committed. You're committed to your financial education. And I am here for you. I am here for you. I am here for the listeners. I'm here for the people that want to expand their education. Thank you, my friends. I honor your commitment, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you check out my blog at joesotoproject.com. Also, make sure that you check out my podcast. I am on Spotify, Google Podcasts, as well as many other platforms. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. Did you find it useful? And let me know if you have any other topics or specific things that you're thinking about. Listen, sometimes I put my financial advisor hat on, and I don't know what it is that people really want to know. So do me a favor. Help me help you. Leave me a good question down there, maybe a topic that you want me to cover, and I'll be more than happy to look at it, and maybe, who knows, it might be the topic of the next video. Thank you, my friends. I'll see you on the next video. See you soon. Bye-bye.